and welcome to the latest installment of My Dad Listens to This Quarantine Edition with Soft Reopening Edition. I'm Juliet the Daughter.
I'm Kevin the Dad. What do you mean soft reopening edition?
Well, you know how Gina wants to softly reopen the state and we're in phase 1 and phase 2 isn't coming until June?
Oh, I thought
Yeah.
phase 2 was coming like tomorrow.
No, it's not because she's seen the results from the phase 1 reopening, so she wants to postpone phase 2. Anyway, we're not here to talk about the COVID-19 and bring everybody down. We're here to have fun this week, although we will bring you down next week because we're doing our Little Richard tribute episode. But before that, we just wanted to record this one since we already had it planned, and we thought it would be fun to talk about. So, Dad, what are we talking about today?
Well, why don't you tell us, because you're the one who picked it.
Well, after we did our last episode with Bo Diddley, I was like, you know what, I don't want to do a best of for next week. Let's just do something fun. And then I saw Cyndi Lauper, and I was like, all right, let's do this. So, Dad, take it away.
Okay. Cynthia Ann Stephanie Lauper was born in Brooklyn on June 22nd, 1953.
I always thought she was from Jersey. Shoot.
Nope. Born in Brooklyn, grew up in Queens. At age 12, she started writing songs and playing guitar. She went through a lot of hair colors and eccentric clothing, and that's a suggestion of a friend took to spelling her name Cyndi instead of Cindy. Her unusualness led to classmates bullying her. She was expelled from high school, but later earned a GED.
Oh, okay.
She left home at 17 to get away from an abusive stepfather. First she went to Canada and then Vermont, where she took art classes at Johnston State College, and she supported herself working odd jobs. In the 70s, she was a vocalist in various cover bands, and although she was on stage, she was not happy just singing covers. In 1977, she damaged her vocal cords and took a year off. But she regained her voice working with vocal coach Katie Agresta.
Oh, phew. Thank God for voice teachers.
In 1978, she met sax player John Turry, and they formed the band Blue Angel. She received offers to record as a solo artist, but held out for a band deal. Blue Angel signed to Polydor Records in 1980. Their self-titled album went nowhere, the band broke up, and Cyndi filed for bankruptcy. She went back to odd jobs and singing in clubs. David Wolff saw her and became her manager, and later her boyfriend. But they didn't get married.
Well, okay.
And he got her a contract with Portrait Records, a subsidiary of Epic.
Oh, okay.
She's So Unusual came out October 14th, 1983. It went to number 4 on the Billboard album chart and was a huge success worldwide. Girls Just Want to Have Fun was the first single. It went to number 2 and became a feminist anthem. MTV at that time was really making its presence known, and Cyndi's videos ruled that network.
I bet.
Her second single was Time After Time, which went to number 1.
Yay.
Her third and fourth singles, She Bop and All Through the Night, both went top 5. Cyndi became the first woman to ever have 4 consecutive top 5 singles from one album.
All right.
And a debut album, no less.
Has anyone broken that record since?
Don't know.
Okay.
Unusual went on to sell 16 million copies. I'm sure probably someone has. She sang on We're the World with USA for Africa.
Oh, was that the one with Bob?
Yeah.
The one where he doesn't look like he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Someone says he makes the face you have after you snort too much glue.
Yeah. And along with David Wolff, she engineered the rock and wrestling connection with MTV. Cyndi also managed Wendy Richter at the first ever WrestleMania in 1985, leading her to a WWF Women's Championship win. In 1985, she won the Grammy for Best New Artist.
Yay.
Uh-oh.
Oh, is that a curse?
That's the curse.
Oh no.
Because then it was time for the follow-up.
Oh no.
Well, True Colors did well,
Yeah.
but not as great as She's So Unusual. It went to number 4 and had 3 hits, True Colors, Change of Heart, and the cover of Marvin Gaye's What's Going On. And I think everyone was hoping for a sequel to her debut.
Oh, isn't that the case with every single album?
Yeah, but we didn't get it. We got like adult contemporary pop, which really threw me and a lot of other people. And also from that point, like, things started going south.
Oh, nuts.
And also it suffered from guest star bloat. You had like the Bangles, Amy Mann, Billy Joel, and and Rick Derringer. Can't forget Rick.
I don't. Okay. Who would you get rid of and who would you keep? I can't see Billy working that well with her style.
No, because they did a song called Maybe He'll Know, and it seemed more like his kind of style than hers.
Oh,
But I would have, being me, I would have gotten rid of all the guest stars and just stuck with the team that she had for the first album.
but if you had to keep one?
Rick Derringer.
Oh, nice.
Just for playing
Interesting.
the guitar.
Interesting.
He didn't
Okay.
do any singing, but
Oh, okay.
contribute with the guitar. You put it all together, and it was
Bibbidi
meh.
bobbidi blech.
Ooh, I like that. Yeah, it kind of was like, it's okay, it's good, it's not great, what happens? Anyway, more albums came out that I didn't buy, and Cyndi branched out doing TV and movie work.
She did, yeah.
Yeah, and she won an Emmy for playing Ira's ex-wife on Mad About You, a show that I've never seen.
Okay, I've heard of it though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I always thought maybe it should have been called Mad at You. Anyway, later, she composed the music and lyrics for the Broadway musical Kinky Boots based on a
Yep.
2006 movie.
Yep.
A book by Harvey
Firestein.
Not Weinstein.
No. Oh, that was a big that was horrible on Twitter when people thought it was him and not Weinstein.
Now get this. She won a Tony for Best Original Score.
She did.
The first solo woman to ever achieve that feat.
Go, Cyndi!
Kinky ran for 6 years, a little over 2,500 performances, making it the 25th longest Broadway musical. And the last thing I want to mention is that in 2019, Cyndi was inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame as part of the celebrity wing
Oh, cool.
because of her promoting wrestling back in the 80s.
I should ask my friend Jack about that, or maybe Tyler. Both of them are wrestling fans.
Yeah,
so I'm
she
sure
really
they know.
well. She really helped popularize the sport, and she even had like one of the wrestlers, Captain Lou Albano, played her father in Girls Just Want to Have Fun. Hilarious. She
God.
puts him in an arm lock
Cool.
in one scene. You said you had some good dirt on Kinky Boots, so let's hear it.
Oh boy, I do. All right, so I remember when Kinky Boots came out. Like this was back in the days where the majority of my time that I spent on the internet was just going through old videos on Broadway.com, which is one of Broadway's most popular news sites. And Kinky Boots was everywhere in the theater community. And when they performed at the Tony Awards with Billy Porter, yes, Billy Porter, this is before he was famous and like won all his Emmys for Pose. He played Lola, and Stark Sands played Charlie. And Annalie Ashford played his girlfriend, whose name is escaping me right now. Not Nicola, the other chick. You know who I mean. But I remember I got the cast recording from the library. I listened to it. I liked a couple of songs. I didn't like the whole thing. But I remember reading on the inside jacket that Cyndi and Harvey used to get into tons of fights because Cyndi had wanted to do musical theater for a long time. Like she said in her Tony Award acceptance speech, she fell in love with musical theater just by listening to her mother's King and I record over and over. And so because she was a newcomer into this role and because Harvey's been on the musical theater scene for a long, long time, he kind of was like, all right, this is the structure you have to follow. And Cyndi was like, well, why can't I do this? Why can't I do this? And he would kind of have to rein her in, and they would butt heads. It got to the point where their nickname for one another was Mommy Dearest. But Harvey wrote in the jacket of the CD, he's like, I would just like to point out no coat hangers were misused in the making of this album. It was like, it was like one of those things where it's like the disagreements made the work better, and they acknowledged that, and by the time it was all over, they kind of cooled off, and it was like, all right, I'm grateful I had you around to make me see your point. And I remember when they went on Michael Riedel's PBS show. Michael Riedel is like a notorious theater critic, and they were talking about how Harvey Fierstein was saying that the first song Cyndi Lauper wrote was the opening song. And he says, in terms of musical theater, that's really hard to write the first thing around. And he said, but when I heard that, I was really blown away by what she had done. And so I guess he realized that, even through all the fighting, she's talented. And when she knocks it out of the park, she knocks it out of the park. Mm-hmm. And there's a reason that Kinky Boots has ran on Broadway for 6 years. And also, that musical was really good for pop artists who wanted to make their Broadway debuts. Like Kristen Maldonado from Pentatonix made her Broadway debut in that show. Brendan Urie made his Broadway debut in that show as Charlie. And Cyndi Lauper was really excited about that because she was a fan of Brendan's work for a long time. And yeah, it was a really big deal when it came out on Broadway. It was just like you couldn't escape it.
Okay, and one last thing biographical-wise.
Yep.
Cyndi is also an LBGT activist. In 2012, she started True Colors United, which works on ending homelessness, focusing on LGBT youth. And as recently as last month, Cyndi participated in an online fundraising contest to raise money for LBGTQ nightlife workers.
LGBT. G comes before B.
Well, I don't know. LBGT.
No, LGBTQ.
Well, I got this from Wikipedia. That's what they
So I
had.
probably misspelled it. So whoever did that, no, letters in the wrong order.
Anyway, let's see. Raised money for LGBTQ nightlife workers. And of course, she ended the concert with True Colors, which is kind of like an unofficial / official gay anthem.
Oh, that's sweet.
Okay,
That
now,
makes sense because of the flag.
as for the album itself, She's So Unusual. As noted earlier, She's So Unusual came out in 1983, shot to number 4 on Billboard's album chart. 4 of the 6 songs released went to the top 5, with Time After Time going to number 1. Now, 3 people were integral to this album's creation. Cyndi obviously was number 1, and the other 2 were Eric Bazillion and Rob Hyman of the Hooters, which was an 80 band that had a few hits. And the 2 of those guys played most of the music on that album. Now, the reason that they called themselves the Hooters was they had this musical instrument. I'm not sure what the real name of it is, but it's like a little keyboard that you play by blowing into it. It has like a little kind of reed thing at the end.
Oh, I've seen that instrument before. Yeah, it's a melodica.
I have no idea what it's called, but
think
anyone
like
out there
melodica.
knows, let us know.
I think it's cool that they call it the Hooters, though. I wish that's what it was
But
really
that
called.
was kind of like their go-to instrument for some of their songs.
So I played that on American Idol. I remember it was Casey. He played that while singing Ray Charles's "I Don't Need No Doctor." It worked really well.
If you, I guess if you go on YouTube and look up their song, And We Danced, that's how the song starts and that's how it ends with that instrument. Okay, now I discovered this album thanks to Mike C.
All right, thanks, Mike C.
Because, like, I already knew Girls Just Want to Have Fun from hearing it on the radio, but he was the one who bought the record, and I heard the whole thing at his house, along with seeing the MTV videos at his house because my parents did not have cable.
Yeah.
And eventually I got the record too, and currently I have the 2000 remastered CD that has 3 extra live tracks. And let's face it, this is the only Cyndi album you need. It's one of the great debut albums ever. But is it a perfect debut album?
We shall see.
Let's find out.
But first, let's talk about the cover and the back cover.
Okay, I can give you some background on the cover if you need it.
Yeah, I would love to hear that. That's what I want to know.
Okay, the picture was taken at Coney Island in front of the
Robert.
Le Wax Musée, which was their wax museum. And in the back over here, where her elbow is blocking the name, Roberto Clemente.
Oh, nice.
He was a baseball player, played for
know.
the Pittsburgh Pirates.
I know.
And I guess they had just gotten his statue there in the wax museum, and they want to advertise it.
Oh, cool.
And the clothes that she's wearing came from a place called Screamin' Mimi's. It was like a vintage clothes shop, which she used to work at
Oh, that's a nice way to
at
let
one
me know.
time. Yep.
All right, now let's talk about the original back cover, because for this version that Dad has, the back cover on here is different from what the original back cover was. The original one has her wearing a Starry Night Vincent Van Gogh high heels, which I think are awesome.
Yeah, they put that on the back of the booklet for the original album cover. And I think that thing next to her is probably one of the...
It's like a Ferris wheel.
Oh, yeah, like a Coney Island ride.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
So how come they changed the back cover for this one?
I have absolutely no idea.
Okay.
But it looks like it's like a photo outtake probably from
The shoot?
from the album. Yeah, from the shoot.
All right, let's dive into this. First song, Money Changes Everything. I'm killing Joe Bruin. It's a long story. Anyway, so Money Changes Everything. This song is comfortably 80s. Like, it's not dated in a way that will make you cringe, but you can easily tell what decade the song was written in as soon as you hear the opening notes. The harmonica was also a bit unexpected, but I liked it and thought it was a cute touch and that they didn't overdo it. And I did not know that Cyndi Lauper had that belting in her. The woman had a range, but the power in those lungs, holy shit. She probably could have kept going and going. I also want to give credit to the guys singing with her because I thought it was important to offer the guys' perspective about what happened and not just the girls. Now, before we get into the subject of this song, I want to touch on the beginning. Imagine your partner breaks up with you and you find out she's already got a new guy sitting in a car outside. Way to rip off the Band-Aid, Cyndi. That's harsh. All right. That was the appetizer. Let's dive into the meat and potatoes. And as a nice Portuguese girl, I'm here to tell everyone money matters in a relationship, and I speak from personal experience. Listen, regardless of what your exact income is, you need to know how to budget, because I am telling you this right now. If you do not get your money together, it's going to be a big point of contention in your relationship. And if your partner has a shit ton of debt or has no money in their bank account and they're getting it from other sources, think twice before talking about getting married, because their debt is going to become your debt. Case in point, on Netflix's reality TV show Love is Blind, one of the girls, Amber, told her fiance, Barnett, that she never made the minimum payments on her student loans at all, and she has credit card debt just from buying makeup. But then they got married, so what do I know? But if I was him, I would have said, we're not walking down that aisle till you get your shit together. Anyway, that's my little soapbox speech, and I don't know if I can listen to this song without getting all serious and preachy about being fiscally responsible. This would be a fun song to play in a personal finance class, though, to get the students interested. But just remember this: money comes before adultery and the leading causes for divorce. So ponder that.
But adultery comes before money in the dictionary.
That's true. That's very true.
Anyway, what you think is a harmonica, that is actually a hooter.
Oh, okay.
It kind of sounds almost,
like a
but it's like a little more reedy, if that makes sense. Okay, Money Changes Everything was written by Tom Gray of The Brains.
That's a cool band name.
It is.
The Brains. Just picture some brains.
And I like how the drums kick in and the angry music begins, matching Cyndi's pissed off vocal.
Yeah, she's like, screw this, I'm leaving.
Yeah. And money and the lack of it does change everything. At one point, she even sings, "Money is everything."
It can be if you don't have enough of it, yeah.
Now, I saw her do a live version of this on MTV, and at one point she just screamed, it changes, over and over and over, hammering home the unfairness of it all. And it's a voice of anger and frustration. And it's the same on the studio version. Like, she can't believe this is how the world goes. But to paraphrase Paul McCartney, in this world in which we live in, it is.
Yeah.
Money talks and bullshit walks, and your significant other could walk too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. And this is why you need to make sure that you and they are on the same page when it comes to finances.
Please.
I know I'm regurgitating what you said, but it is so important.
Yes, I'm telling you, it's like their debt becomes your debt, and it affects, like, if you want to go out to eat, if you want to buy them something nice for Christmas or for their birthday. It's like, and sometimes there can be a disparity. Like, you might be able to buy them a nice gift, or sometimes if they don't have enough money, they can buy you, like, I don't want to say a crappy one, but just something that was, like, on the cheap and doesn't mean anything just because they can't afford to buy you something nice.
And another thing that I just thought of when you had the lyric about, I found someone new, he's waiting in the car outside. He could be a sugar daddy, and she could be easily replaced. Because he's like, yeah, I've got all the money, and you know what? You lost your looks. I just found someone new.
Oh, no. Lose-lose scenario.
I got to go pick her up. See ya.
Oh, God.
Now, to me, this song was a surprise kicking off this album because I was expecting something in the vein of Girls Just Want to Have Fun. And I mean,
yeah,
I was expecting every song to be a variation of Girls Just Want to Have Fun. So that was definitely a surprise. But I think it's just a great song to kick off the album.
Okay. Next song, Girls Just Want to Have Fun.
Now, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Do they? Do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, not now with a pandemic going on, but, we do. All right. So here's my first memory of ever hearing this song, or at least remembering. In the summer of 2014, I did a production of As You Like It, where I played Corin the Shepherd through the summer camp Yazzie. Now, in the play, or at least in our version of the play, everything about the royal court set and costume design was in black and white. But then when the girls Celia and Rosalind went into the Forest of Arden, we played this song, and we pulled down the white curtains, and suddenly the audience was transported to a world of color.
I remember that.
Dad remembers that, yeah. So I always associate this song with that fun stage moment that we had, and it always made the audience go nuts, like, whoa! Not literally like that, but you get what I mean. Anyway, this is a song where repetition is beneficial because it will get that chorus stuck in your head. Everybody and their mother knows this song anyway, so I don't have too much to add to what I'm sure has already been said, except one question. Is Cyndi woken up in the middle of the night by a guy calling her and her dad gets mad, or does her dad call her in the middle of the night just to yell at her for giving her mother hell?
No, I think it's because, like, someone's calling in the middle of the night to talk to Cyndi, and the dad wants to know,
who's calling you at 3 in the
Plus, you need to watch the video because Captain Lou is giving Cyndi a talking to,
Yeah.
and then that's when she like gives him the arm twist. And if you ever get a chance, watch the video.
I will.
When I was doing some research on the background of the song, I found out that she had like a lot of friends and family participate in the video, and she was given free access to, at the time, 1983, what was considered state-of-the-art video equipment by Lorne Michaels.
Oh, cool.
For some reason. And in one scene, Dan Aykroyd appears as Beldar Conehead in the background.
Oh, God.
So anyway, this song was written by Robert Hazard, and it was lyrically tweaked here and there by Cyndi, because it was two different points of view.
Okay.
Now, I love how it starts off with the organ blazing from one speaker to the other, and this is why headphones were invented.
I love hearing this on headphones. It's fun.
And besides being a feminist anthem, this song is like a blast of sunshine. It's just fun. You cannot possibly be depressed while this song is playing.
No, everyone gets up and dances to this song and they start singing along, regardless of if they can or not.
And I remember, when this song came out and the first time I heard it, it was like, what? It was like, Cyndi sounded like no one else, and she looked like no one else. She was just her own thing. I mean, no one was doing what she was doing.
Yeah.
And the music is fun, especially that goofy keyboard solo. And now, 14 years later, you can disagree with me on this.
Okay.
14 years later, Shania Twain would record a song with a similar sentiment called Man, I Feel Like a Woman. And it's not as sunshiny / game-changing as Cyndi's manifesto, but it comes pretty close because Shania sings about the best thing about being a woman is the prerogative to have a little fun. And this one is more like hers is more like a girls' night out kind of thing. Yeah, going out with the girlfriends, going to have a lot of fun, don't want any guys getting in our face, and, we're going to drink ourselves blind kind of thing. Where, like I said, Cyndi's is more of an anthem.
Well, that relates back to the last couple of notes I have on this song. It's like, even though Cyndi is staying out late partying, you can tell she's a good kid. Like, she doesn't mean any ill will toward anybody. She's not like a vagrant. Like, not doing anything dangerous, just out with friends having a good time. Except, I know, I could never get away with this without hearing one of two words. Curfew or grounded.
Uh-huh.
All right, next song. When You Were Mine. Surprisingly upbeat for a song entitled When You Were Mine. Think the music would reflect the sadness of the title a little bit more. And if that's a theremin I hear, then I like it. As for the voices, half of them sound great and half of them don't. I mean, on the one hand, Cyndi's high notes are amazing and they are in the stratosphere. That girl knows how to use her whistle tones. On the other hand, the voice they picked for the lower harmonies, it doesn't really work. Like, the notes fit with the melody. I just think it's the wrong type of voice for this type of song. And this is where you may cry heresy. When I started listening to it for a little bit too long, I was getting flashbacks to that model from the Velvet Underground album. But
Nico?
But it's like if that model's singing was better.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, that's my thought. As for the subject matter, if it's Cyndi being with a guy who falls in love with another guy, then I gotta say, this song is on the mark. I've never been in love with someone who's gay, but I've had some crushes, and I can't imagine what both people go through when the truth comes out. It makes me wonder if Cyndi chose to sing this song because it was something she'd experienced before. And if this song was also featured in a Will and Grace episode, then I would not be surprised either. The song is okay, but they need another person singing backup. It's probably better when Cyndi sings it live, though.
Now, this song was written by Prince.
No shit! Oh, cool!
Yep. And lyrically, it was unchanged by Cyndi. Even the line, I know that you're going with another guy.
It makes more sense with Prince.
Yep,
Oh, okay.
yep. But there is a hint of the menage a
Prince.
trois in there because they talk about him sleeping between the two of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's Prince. He could do what he wanted.
See, now, I've never heard Prince's version, and I don't think I need to, because it's kind of like, the only thing I could think of was like, Otis Redding wrote Respect, but Aretha made that her song.
Yes.
And I think in this case, yeah, Prince wrote it, but to me, this will always be Cyndi's song.
Oh, so Prince's version did come first. Yeah. I thought he wrote it for her and then recorded himself
later.
later.
Oh, no, his came first.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it might have been probably one of his early albums, either his first or second album. I'm not 100% sure.
Okay.
And at the 2 minute and 39 second mark, she hits this note that is just eye-popping. And
Yeah.
you'll have to explain this to me.
Yes?
She has a 4-octave singing range.
That's impressive.
Now, does that mean she can hit 32 notes exactly, 4 octaves, or...
That I don't know. It just means, like, if you were to play it on the piano on, like, middle C, I'm like thinking of the piano in my head. I'm not a musician, so if I get this wrong, please correct me in the comments. I could ask some of my friends about it. If you start at middle C, she can go 2 octaves above that and 2 octaves below that. If you have a 3-octave range, that's impressive. 4-octave range, more impressive.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It just depends on where those octaves are, maybe. I am a singing student, but I'm not like a classically trained musician, so someone please correct me in the comments about this.
Or ask Fred about it next time.
Yeah, I'll ask Fred.
That's Juliet's vocal coach.
Yeah, he's an opera singer.
I thought it was interesting about the music that you found it fun, like a fun type of...
Well, you would expect it to be like more somber, like a song where you could picture a girl walking in the rain crying her eyes out.
Well, I kind of found the arrangement kind of like, not icy, but a little removed.
Oh, like standoffish?
Yeah, to me it's not the happiest music. So I think it fits pretty well with the lyrics. I mean, definitely you can probably dance to it. I mean, it's got kind of a fast beat, but it almost seems kind of like kind of flat, like the music really doesn't vary that much during the whole song. And I think it was interesting when you said with the 2 voices, I think that other voice is hers too, and she's just singing lower.
I don't think it works, though, for some reason.
See, I wonder if she did that because I know Prince will do stuff like that sometimes with his singing. He'll have like he'll do like a high and low voice. They're both his, but he does that for some songs, and I wonder if she was trying to
Maybe that was her tribute then.
Trying to get that effect.
Yeah, but that's Prince. Cyndi can do what she wants. It's like, that's his style. You do yours. You make it your own.
Yeah.
She could probably have found another way to pay tribute to him in the song, too. Maybe with a guitar lick or something.
Mm-hmm.
All right, next song, Time After Time. And here we have the ballad. I'm going to come out and say it. I enjoy this song more than Girls Just Want to Have Fun. It just sticks with you more because we've all had a friend like that, or maybe even a partner like that in some cases. They'll always be there for you. And my interpretation of this song is that both of the characters in the song are apart, but they know that if they were around each other, they would comfort each other. So they reminisce on the promises they made together and the times they were there from each other. I've had that happen before with friends where you're just so busy with life, you just miss each other. And sometimes I dream about them the way Cyndi does. And this song is an example of harmonies working well. And shout out to the guy who sings with Cyndi too, because he holds his own in this song, in my opinion. As for the lady herself, I love how her voice almost takes on a different sound quality for this song, because it's different subject matter from all the previous songs, so obviously it requires a different sound.
Yeah.
This is my favorite song on the album, and maybe my favorite song she's ever done. Like, it would probably go this, True Colors, and Girls Just Want to Have Fun. Mm-hmm. In that order. Yes.
Okay. Time After Time was written by Cyndi and Rob Hyman, and I think probably since he helped write it, he's probably the guy
on it,
singing with her. Now, this was her first #1, and for me, it's just a great song about love and devotion. It's like, no matter what you do or what happens, I'll be waiting there time after, well, you know. I mean, it's like that, you know, those lines about, you know, you say go slow, I fall behind. It's like, it's like sometimes she can mess up, but he'll always be there for her. And the video itself is kind of a little serious too. And I think you're right. Like she definitely changes her singing style.
You have to for this one. You can't have the same sound quality for Girls Just Want to Have Fun on this song. It just wouldn't work.
No, it wouldn't. I mean, I guess at that time she knew that this was going to be the song.
Yeah. But also I feel like it could be about friendship and not just romantic love. Because you have friends like that where it's like, you know, you can bust each other's ass all you want and you can, like, have a couple of fights every now and then. But it's like you've been through so much. It's like, yeah, I'll be there for you. Yeah,
and it's kind of like those friends that you don't see for years and years, but if they picked up the phone, bam, you're right there. It's like all those years never happened.
Yeah.
It's like you're just catching up. And I love how it's like, it's a very simple arrangement. Mm-hmm. And I like the clock ticking percussion, if that makes sense.
Oh, I never picked up that that's what that was supposed to be. All right,
because cool. time and
tick-tock, yeah.
And it's always, you know,
Talk, tick,
on
tock,
on the drum rim.
Nice. All right, next song, She Bop. The sound quality of the guitar has a bit of grit to it. My one question, though, before we get into the rest of the notes, did she have to pay the Beach Boys anything for picking up Good Vibrations?
No, I don't think so, because Good Vibrations is also the name of an adult product website catalog.
Okay, did she have to pay them any money?
Probably not.
Okay, wait. Did the company get it from the song? And did they have to pay the Beach Boys something?
I don't know, but it's possible that they got it from the song, and it was probably, hey, we're selling some products.
It'll give you the excitations.
That fit the title. Thank you
God.
very much. Okay.
All right, back to my notes. Okay, this song kind of freaks me out, I'm not gonna lie. Because the vibe I'm getting is like a bad drug hallucinations. Like some of the 70s drug craze carried over into the 80s with this song. And Cindy's laughing and singing makes me feel like she's pinning me down in a chair and taunting me. I feel very uncomfortable. I think this is also the first song I've heard use what I like to call scary flute. And like, this song is giving me vibes of a trippy strip club where you start seeing shit after doing too much LSD. And I don't...
Is that based on experience?
No. It's like, okay, you know the episode of Parks and Rec where they go to that club and Tommy gives them the snake juice?
Yes.
That's what this reminds me of. And also with this song, I don't think the nonsense words work in here in this context, because normally when you hear nonsense words, they normally work in a fun, upbeat context, like We Go Together from Grease, which that musical is in some hot shit right now, or Tutti Frutti by Little Richard, who we'll be covering next week, or even something as simple as Dr. Seuss's books for kids. I don't think nonsense words are supposed to be used in a darker context, or at least in a more adult context. That's one reason why the song Margarita by the Traveling Wilburys didn't work, but that's another can of worms that we've talked about in one of our previous episodes, which is actually one of our more highly watched episodes at this point. Anyway, maybe if I'm in the right mood, this song would hit different, but for now, I'm just creeped out.
That's a very interesting take on this. She Bop was written by Cindy and 3 other people, which I'm really surprised it was like a song by committee. Now, this song kicked off side 2 back in the vinyl days.
Oh, well, that's a good transition for side 2.
I guess I'll probably back again. Anyway, this made the PMRC's Filthy 15 list of naughty songs or something.
It's pretty censored, though, for like the nonsense words. You can fill in the blanks yourself. It's not like they explicitly drop F-bombs or like, I want to do the X, Y, and Z to you.
No, well, I think it's, I mean, Cindy never comes out and says what the song's about in the lyrics, but it is pretty obvious.
You can connect the dots, yeah.
Wait, and the video is even more nudge, nudge, wink, wink, say no more, say no more. My favorite part is like there's one part in the video where Cindy turns into a cartoon and she's on this motorcycle with this guy, and they pull into this gas station, and he's about to get fill up the bike with gas, and she points to one of the pumps that says self-service. And there's also a part in the video where she's got the blind man's glasses and she's trying to do this thing with a cane and she keeps dropping it because they say I better stop or I'll go blind. Which was a thing back then. Oh, if you don't stop that, you're gonna go
blind.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
And she said one of the reasons that's called She Bop is because on one level, kids could like think it's about dancing, but when they got older, they would realize
it was about.
Oh my God, I was dancing to that when I was a kid. Oh my God, I need to take a steaming hot shower.
That's something that comes up on social media a lot. Like when you're a kid, you listen to these songs that are more adult, like it could be in your parents' car, or songs that were just on the radio on the school bus, and you're listening to them going, la la la. And then when you're an adult, you're like, oh shit, that's what that meant? Oh my God, how the hell was I allowed to listen to this?
That kind of reminds me of when you were a very small tyke, maybe about 3 or 4, sitting in the backseat of the car, and Kathy Dennis would come on, and it would be that song, Touch Me All Night Long. And then one day I heard this little voice in the back going, hold me, touch me all night. Okay, we're not playing that song in the car anymore.
How do I not remember this? Oh my God.
Well, like I said, you were 3 or 4, and I was like, okay, next song. Yeah, we're moving on. Anyway, this was also the first song to ever mention a gay porno mag, Blue Boy.
Well, that shows another thing that flew over my head.
Well, yeah, see him every night in tight blue jeans in the pages of a Blue Boy magazine.
Oh, is that magazine still around, or did it kind of go out of publication?
I wouldn't know. You can do the research if you want.
Googling, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so it was the first to ever mention the gay porno mag in a song, and it hit the top 5. And for me, it's just a fun, naughty song all around. I think her vocal just fits the subject matter because it's kind of like, are you indulging in this activity while you're singing the song? Or are you just like in anticipation of
multitasking.
What's going to happen after you finish recording this song?
You definitely feel weird after it's over, like...
And I think the music fits it perfectly.
Okay. All right, next song, All Through the Night. Okay, in my opinion, this may be the first song where the instruments don't really work. Like, there's a short instrumental in the middle of the song where there are these loud zinging noises that kind of grate against my ears like an uncomfortable scratching. The moment the instruments work really well is when they play the same notes Cyndi sings, and then for a moment the instrument and her voice seem to blend into one before Cyndi moves on, but the instrument is still playing that note and it hovers in the air. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So at first I thought this song was about a one-night stand, but then I realized that maybe it's a relationship that starts out that way, but then they're both awake at night and it turns into something more when the two people involved realize, oh wait, we may have a little something more. This is a song about lovemaking, not fucking. There's a difference. And what I find admirable is that both people involved know that this moment, or maybe this relationship, will end eventually, but they still want to risk it and see the relationship through and see where it goes, which I find rather sweet. So good on you kids and have fun.
Okay, this song was written by Jules Cher, who was hot shit for a few minutes back in the 80s as a songwriter.
What'd he do?
He wrote songs.
What other songs other than this?
Oh, I knew you were going to say that. He wrote one that the Bangles covered, and it became a hit. If She Knew What She Wants. Trust me, it was a big hit. Well, you weren't around in 1984.
Well, if we ever do our Bangles episode, we'll probably cover that.
Yeah. Yeah, he wrote songs. He collaborated. He was kind of like just a notch below of like hitting it huge. But I'm sure like the song royalties he got for All Through the Night, more than made up for that. The Cars first covered this song, but they never released it.
Oh.
So it's in the vault somewhere.
Maybe it's on YouTube. Maybe somebody unearthed it.
Yeah, it could be. Cyndi's version went to the top 5, and Jules was stuck with hearing, hey, he's doing Cyndi's song every time he played it live.
Oh, no.
Yep.
Like Otis Redding with Aretha. That damn woman stole my song.
Yep. And I mean, for me, it's an okay song. I like it. I don't love it. I don't skip over it. I mean, there's something about it that's very catchy, I suppose. And to me, I like how Cyndi sings needle instead of needle.
Oh, I didn't
Once we
notice
start
that.
the needle clicks, and once we start the needle clicks. Doesn't lean on the D too much.
Well, maybe if she say needle, it sounds like she's saying neat old. I don't know.
No, in the
think
lyric,
of
if you look at
Russian
the
parents
lyric,
yeah.
the lyrics in the booklet, it is needle. Yeah, for me, it's like, it's an okay song.
It's
not
there.
bad.
Yeah. Next song, Witness. Okay, is it just me, or does this opening sound like a song the Police would do with the electric guitar and the drums?
Oh,
Just
yeah.
that part.
Yeah.
Okay. So the story of the song is simple enough. Cyndi is dating a guy who's not good for her, and she wants to leave before she witnesses him get even worse. But my question is, why is she asking him if she can leave? Maybe she's trapped in the relationship or she has nowhere to go, but that still sucks. Now, the one part of the song that makes me laugh is when Cyndi starts rambling about how the guy likes to talk too much, like in my big fat... Yeah, like in my big fat Greek wedding. You don't know what to do. You talk all the time. Like she's imitating his tangents. The chanting of the word witness was a bit weird, too. Like that part where they just chant witness and the music cuts out. But that only lasts a couple of seconds, so it didn't really irritate me too much. Not a bad song, but it's not my favorite I'm Leaving You song in the whole musical canon. And we also never really find out if she does end up leaving. Kind of leaves you wondering, like, did she stay or did she go? Like the Clash song.
Mm-hmm. Now, this was written by Cyndi and John Turry. Remember him from Blue Angel?
No.
Okay, well, he was the sax player.
Oh, yeah,
anyway,
yeah.
Like I mentioned earlier. For me, this song is as close as it gets to filler on this album. I mean, it's okay. It's just there. It's nothing memorable. And like you said, there's that part in the middle where they're just going, witness. Witness.
And I'm like, what the hell's this?
Witness.
But again, they don't do it for too long. So
No,
it becomes annoying.
And the other thing is like, when the song comes on, I don't skip over it. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like it's there, but I'm not going to deny its existence, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. For me, it's like...
Well, there's one filler song later, but we'll talk about that. It's kind of a filler song, but it helps transition into the next one. So, it makes sense. We'll get there.
Next!
All right, I'll kiss you. Oh, please don't. Seriously, Scary Cyndi is back and she's a mess. She's taking all these love potions that make her sick as she desperately tries to find someone to make out with. And boy, am I uncomfortable. I wonder if she also had to pay any money for her love potion number 9 and Get Ready references. The catchiest part of the song are the bump bums in the background, and if those played for the entire song, I would not be mad. A moment that doesn't sound as good as the weird-ass instrumental that's as chaotic as the lead singer is in this moment. Cyndi just sounds full-on insane, and the backup singers sound tough as nails, like some greasers she met on the street who are actually going to punch you and not just sing about grease lightning. So yeah, I'm going to skip this song because I do not want to kiss her when this song comes on. I just want to run for the hills instead.
Okay, this was written by Cyndi and Jules, and for me it's like, what a fun song, because I look at it as an honest-to-God sequel to Love Potion Number 9. Because lately I ain't feeling...
dark sequel?
I don't think so. It's like, because lately I ain't feeling so great. Last time she gave me Love Potion Number 8. For me, genius.
But Love
and
Potion...
Cyndi is just so hyper. It's like, okay, I got Love Potion Number 9.
Stuff, yeah.
I'm ready to go. And it's like, I'm going to drink it. And baby, you just better be ready. Because for me, it's like, at first I thought, well, if you're this set about kissing this guy, why do you need to take the potion in the first place?
Probably
and for me, it was like confidence, because even in the original song, the singer, he talks about, I held my nose, I closed my eyes, I took a drink, and I started kissing everything in sight. Like, he just has no inhibitions. But when he kissed the cop on 34th and 9, he broke my little bottle of Love Potion Number 9.
Oh,
and the thing is, like, on American Graffiti, which I first heard that song, on the vinyl, which I wish I still had.
Oh.
I know. On the vinyl, it ends with, I had so much fun, I want to do it again, I wonder what'll happen with Love Potion Number 10.
Mm-hmm.
But when they put that on the CD version of American Graffiti, they went to the version where it just repeats about When I Kissed the Cop on 34th and Vine. I don't know if someone lost the original or what happened. But I love this song. I just, I just love it. If Cyndi's like singing that to me, I'm like, yes, please, yes.
And I'm like, no,
thank you.
No.
Because she's just like, I'm so excited. Oh, I can't wait to kiss you. I'm like, oh God, I can't wait to be kissed.
Ew, Dad, too much information.
No, what is it?
I'm your daughter, damn it.
Am I doing something wrong here?
You sound too excited.
Well, no, because she's excited. Well, because I'm thinking, she's excited.
You excited, so it's rubbing off on you.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's all.
But the thing is,
because she's just, like I said, she's just so hyper about this whole thing. Like, this is gonna be so great.
But which one made her? Love Potion Number 8 made her throw up, right?
Well, it says, lately I ain't feeling so great. Because I guess number 8 didn't work.
Yeah, I don't want to know what's in number 8 if it just makes.
But number 9 has that extra ingredient.
Yeah. Maybe there's also some significance with the number 9. I don't know.
Well, we got Revolution number 9, and I'm sure number 9 is in a lot of songs.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Next song, He's So Unusual. Now, when I saw the timestamp 45 seconds, I did a double check with the song on YouTube to make sure I wasn't listening to the wrong version, but it is 45 seconds. And the first thing I thought when the music kicked in is, oh my God, this is how she wrote the opening number to Kinky Boots. Because the opening number to Kinky Boots starts very similar to this, with the scratchy sound of music playing, only this time, instead of from, like, a phonograph, in Kinky Boots, it's the sound of an old television set playing the commercial for Price & Son shoes instead of a honky-tonk piano. But this song goes to show sometimes you can recycle music whenever it's convenient. And when I heard Cyndi start to sing a la Betty Boop, I was thrown for a loop. I could picture the dress, top hat, cane, everything. It's like a spoof on some ditz character in an MGM musical. It feels like something she snuck onto the album just for shits and giggles. Also, listening to the song with headphones, it only plays out of one ear, so that when the next song kicks in immediately after, it's a rush to the system. My question is, though, why did Cyndi want to sing this old-timey vaudeville-esque number? It's not a choice, but I don't hate it. And sorry, Cyndi, but you need to find a guy who's as equally devoted to you as he is to his books.
He's So Unusual was written by Al Lewis, Al Sherman, and Abner Silva, and it was originally recorded in 1929 by Helen Kane, who was the inspiration for Betty Boop. Yep. And like you said, it's only 46 seconds, and it just comes out of one speaker. And, like, you listen to her sing, and you'd swear it was Betty Boop.
You would.
She's got the whole thing down. And I like the subject matter because it's kind of like you fall for that person that is just, not your type, but you can't help it. And, what do I got to do to get him to notice me? I mean, the Pipettes did something like that called, oh my God, I'm blanking out here. Called ABC. And it was about this guy who's just like, into his books, and he doesn't notice her, and she's saying, well, you know ABC, but you don't know XTC. And yeah, and this is kind of like the same thing. And and this happened to me the first time I heard it. It's like it's a little soft, so you turn up the volume and then you get whomped
And you're like,
by the next song because it goes doo doo, and you're like, oh my god,
turn
I'm
it down,
deaf.
turn it
Yep.
down.
But
Yeah.
I think it's definitely a cute little novelty number.
Yeah.
And it kind of, well, I mean, now you know where you get the title from the album from.
Yes. All right. Final song. Yeah, yeah. This song
I'm sorry. I mean,
no,
interrupt,
that's okay.
but I want to say he's so unusual. If you watch the video for Girls Just Want to Have Fun, He's So Unusual starts off the video in the background.
Oh, that's
It
interesting.
plays on the radio, and then Girls Just Want to Have Fun starts.
Okay. All right, final song. Yeah, yeah. In my opinion, this song could benefit from a little editing. First of all, you need to get rid of Cindy's whatever noise she makes, ulations. I like that. Yeah, that one. You need to get rid of that at the beginning. She sounds like Pseudolus pretending to be the soothsayer, and a funny thing happened on the way to the forum. I think you also need to get rid of her Betty Boop impression, which in this song, I'm sorry, it just sounds god-awful and out of place. Yes, it carried over from He's So Unusual into this. Now, all was fine in the previous song. It was great in the previous song. It kind of, it sucks here. It just gets on your nerves as she starts squealing in one ear over and over, and you just can't escape the noise. I'm like, Cyndi, stop. It was fine before, but it's too much at this point. If it was just her doing the call and response to the guys, I would have enjoyed it a lot more. But this song just sounds like it has too much going on at once with Betty Boop on top of it, and that's a damn shame.
Can I raise my eyebrows any higher? I wish I could, but I can't. I am
Not
shocked.
Angelica Houston, Dad. No, you can't.
This is written by, let's see, I'm probably going to botch the pronunciation here. It's either Michael or Mikhail Rickfors and Hasse Huss. So, Swedish guys. So, we're talking Europop here.
Okay.
And for me, it's like the main lyrics are pedestrian, but for me, Cindy's asides make this song. They are hilarious. Sushi. I love sushi.
Yeah, that part I was like,
And when she says, oh, Ignatz, I loves you. I wish someone would get a Crazy Cat movie made and have Cyndi voice Crazy Cat, because she would just be perfect.
Is it Crazy Cat with a K or with a C?
Okay.
Okay.
And I think the music's peppy and it helps save the song too. I think the music's great. I think like I said, her asides make this song work. They save it. For me, they save it from being filler because it's just kind of a generic thing. I like the yeah yeah chorus. And
I disagree. I think that her asides make the song overdone, like just a little bit of trimming. And I don't mind the call and response and the repetition of the yeah yeah. I find that fun to listen to because of the guys singing in the background with her. I want to hear more of them and less of the asides.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we will have to agree to disagree on this.
Yes.
But like I said, if it wasn't for those asides, I think this song would just be like so many eggs on a plate.
I think that's
they're
too many eggs
there,
on a plate.
and that's kind of all there is to it. But yeah, I mean, when she's like, "Oh, he's so different, and I could aspire to anything higher." I mean, for me, it just cracks me up, and
Maybe she should have voiced Betty Boop in Who Framed Roger Rabbit. That would have been hilarious. And
yeah,
kind
she
of
probably could have.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, maybe they got the original voice back then
I think they did.
because she was still alive. She plays
Yeah.
the aunt in Christmas Vacation.
Yeah. Oh dear, did I break wind? Jeez, did the room clear out? Oh god, I'll be quoting this movie over and over, so let's wrap things up.
Okay.
Alright, overall, even though I didn't like some of the songs on here, there's no denying Cyndi Lauper's talents. When she wrote hits, she knocked it out of the park, and the world would be slightly less fun without her music in it. Let's just be real. If there was a best of, then most of the songs would probably be from this album, but a best of would also have True Colors on it, and I'm bummed out we didn't get to talk about how great that song is. So if you love Cyndi, bless, and if not, I kind of get why. As for me, she's okay, but a solid okay at that.
I saw one best of. I mean, she's had a few of them.
Yes.
I can't remember which one. It might have been 12 Deadly Sins. Not sure. But there are 12 songs on it. 5 of them were from She's So Unusual.
I mean, yeah.
So for me, it's like, despite the unevenness of side 2, this is still one of the great debut albums ever. And if you want any more Cyndi, there are a few best ofs out there. But really, for me, She's So Unusual is all you need. Because for me, this is her best of. I mean, Grant, she had hits since then, like, True Colors was the big one, which got used for a Kodak commercial back when people would have to take pictures on film and get them developed because she didn't write the song. I guess the guys who did licensed it to Kodak because they thought, perfect.
I remember the year after she won the Tony Award for Kinky Boots, she came back to the Tony Awards the following year, and for their In Memoriam segment, she came on to sing True Colors, and it was just her and her guitar. And she did great. She still sounds good now.
Oh, yeah.
She knows when to transpose the songs and when not to.
Yeah.
Unlike some singers, looking at you, Paul McCartney. No offense.
Well, yeah, plus, I mean, she's had... I mean, I mentioned in the biography that, you know, she had lost her voice for a year, and there was another time it said that she had, like, a polyp.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what Adele had, and that's why she didn't sing for a long while.
Yeah, so she's definitely had her problems, and I think because of that, she definitely knows...
Not to fuck around, exactly. Yeah.
With her voice.
Yeah.
Yes.
With her voice.
Okay.
All right, so, anything else you want to add, Dad, or...
No, I think that is pretty much it.
All right, so time for the closing credits. Thank you as always for listening to another episode of My Dad Listens to This. If you like this video, give it a like, and if you don't like this video, too bad because we're coming out with another one next week. If you have any specific thoughts you want to let us know, or if you have answers to any of our questions that we asked in this episode, leave a comment down below. If you want to be notified for when our episodes come out, please press the subscribe button, or if you want to be notified immediately, click the bell. Now, if you want to get our episodes other than through YouTube, here's how you can do that. If you follow me on Facebook, I post the episodes on Facebook. If you follow me on Twitter, my profile picture is the Rhode Island hope sign for COVID-19. I post all the episodes on Twitter. If you follow me on Tumblr, on the My Dad Listens to This blog, I post the episodes on Tumblr. Also, I recently just got an Instagram. My profile picture is a photo of me. I post all the episodes of Instagram, and the link for my YouTube channel is in the bio. And if you're a friend of my dad's, but you want to get the episodes through him, shoot him an email, and I'll have him email the episodes to you.
Because I'm old-fashioned that way.
No worries. Don't worry about it. All right. Thank you as always for listening to another episode of My Dad Listens to This. And next week we will be back with our Little Richard tribute episode because we have a lot to talk about with that one. All right. Thank you as always. Dad, do you want to say anything to our listeners before you log off?
Thank you for listening.
Thanks for listening, guys. We'll see you next week for our Little Richard tribute. It's going to be a good one. You won't want to miss out.